Fuck flowers. Nobody likes them.
Fuck you.
Okay, I'm waiting. Where's
Oh,
the expected fund?
I'm streaming.
Already?
Doing another character design today. Today. This isn't going to be a super long stream. I go to sleep in like 4 hours. The cycle progresses. The change continues. Are we all here?
Oh, yeah. Especially that gorgeous thing that you're going to be working on that I won't mention.
Well, I mean, it's on the
said I
screen.
wouldn't. Crystal.
Champagne is champagne, but Cristal is fucking Cristal. I do need another sip. BRB right away, just not even 10 minutes into the stream. I'll be back in like 2 minutes. So, I'm just going to be drawing some character designs for this unknown character here. Not quite sure what her name is.
Quartz.
Krista. The working project title, Quack. Why has no one remade Quake but with ducks and called it Quack?
Are you sure they haven't?
No, actually.
I'm not either, but
That's better. Trying to be funny without first being aware that there is a lockout of a name rechange. I forget who else had that trouble. Ah. Is it really 6 months? I thought it was like 30 days or something. "60 days.
I kind of want a piece of birthday cake.
Is there some left?
Yeah.
Yes, it was 3 days ago.
Oh, thanks, Roscoe. And Grizz, thank you. It was a pretty good birthday. I don't know, just as I get older, it's never like, ooh, it's gonna be my birthday next week, and like I make all these plans, and it's just like this big hearty celebration. It's I don't know, I'm cool with really laid back.
It's like,
Just-
oh, here comes another one.
Yeah. I mean, I still have my friends that make it special, as gay as that sounds.
Cynical
Oh, but that can
historian.
wait.
Thank you for the raid. Welcome.
Yeah.
And friends. How's everybody doing? I've got the wolf lean going on. I can't figure out why. But the occasional calibration once in a while.
Message!
That definitely needs its volume lowered. AD. I would totally have the Wayans brothers voice some characters in episode 3. Absolutely. Hey Max, don't have that attitude now. This is my version of Crystal. My goal is to make her one of the best characters in episode 3, if not the best. Everybody liked what I did with Slippy and Andrew and Pigma. When I was talking to Estelle, like I told her, I was like, I know that I've made fun of Crystal a little bit about the metal bikini and the saxophone music and whatnot, but I have stressed time and time again that I have made fun of, like in brutal ways, made fun of Fox and Wolf more than any other character. And Crystal's not going to be like that in my cartoon. I know I may have said that in the past to troll people, but you're getting it straight from the horse's mouth right here. Like, I'm going to do my best to make her a really cool character. Something closer to Lara Croft, as far, or Ellie from Jurassic Park or something, and less like a, trapped damsel in distress. She is very much not that in my cartoon. Not that there's anything wrong with that. You want to put sexy damsels in distress in your video game, go right ahead. I'm very much for that. It just... There's like 3 girls in the entire universe in Star Fox. They keep making more new characters and they're all dudes. That's the one thing I can say about Star Fox Command. Is that they gave Peppy a wife and a daughter. They gave Slippy a girlfriend. Cat was in it. Crystal was in it. Like, it was the perfect setup. I don't really hate Command. I just think the endings were ass. Like, I get what they were trying to do, and they actually came into the IRC channel of Star Fox fans and asked them, like, hey, this is the only grouping of Star Fox fans that we could find. Is there anything y'all would like added to the game? While they were working on it in 2005, 2006. So I commend them for that, but excuse me. I don't know. I didn't like the art style of the characters, and I didn't like any of the endings. They were really... I don't know, the endings were like they were written by a 14-year-old girl on DeviantArt. I'm trying to make her kind of halfway between Adventures Crystal and Dinosaur Planet Crystal. I kind of felt bad about, you know, not being able to do her hair, like the hair up here and whatnot, and the tiara and all that. But when I looked at the earlier version of Crystal, before they changed her up, I was like, well, hey, this is actually close to what I'm doing in the first place, so I'm just gonna have to get better at drawing girl anatomy because I suck at it. Frederick, stop adding so many femoids to your cartoon. You're going to ruin it. God, the food that Sid made was so good. I told him, I was like, dude, if you want to come over and cook, I'll buy all the ingredients. It's just nice to have company, let alone company that cooks for you. We also watched 8 Crazy Nights the other night, the Adam Sandler Christmas Hanukkah cartoon. I'd never seen it before. I thought it was fine. Like, yeah, there's some really childish humor in it in some places, but even aside from that, the animation was God, it was so good. That's one question I want to ask Adam Sandler if I ever meet him, is how in the blue fuck did you get the money? Or like did you get the hookup rather to get that kind of good animation? Yeah, the shit-eating grins of the reindeer. Or the deer, that was kind of gross. Yeah, there's some really gross stuff. But it's Adam Sandler. If you ever owned a CD, a comedy CD by Adam Sandler, you know what you're getting into. If not, yeah, I could see people being grossed out by it. But no, that was great. The ode song to Whitey that gets like super Jewish. Oh yeah, and Whitey, that's a technical foul. That was pretty funny. And his seizure noises are totally just Fatty McGee from They're All Gonna Laugh at You. I had to hide that CD from my mom, and then one day I played Fatty McGee, and she laughed so hard that she let me keep it. She's just like, I don't want you listening to any of them ugly tracks, but you can play Fatty McGee. I think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna do that when I go see my mom. I'm gonna play that track and be like, "Here, do you remember this?" Hey, fellas, studying for the big test. Now I have to play it. Fatty McGee, is that you again? Yes. Sorry. Why don't we tell you about taking the stairs? But I like the stairs. Why? They're fun. It's two guys that are trying to sit in a library and study for a test, and then one of their classmates, a guy with a deviated septum, it gets really worn out, starts coming up and sitting next. Great, I'll join you.
Miss Murphy is such a pain, man.
We just had a test a week ago. Now we gotta take another one tomorrow? This sucks.
And it counts for 80% of our grade.
Well, we better study our butts off.
Well, we came to the right place, the ever so quiet library.
Okay, enough talking. Let's study.
Right.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no. Fatty McGee is coming. We'll never get any studying done with him in the library.
Oh, God, he's taking the stairs. That means he's gonna be way out of breath.
Oh, no, he's gonna sit with us.
Hey, fellas. Studying for the big test?
Yes, Fatty, we were.
Great, I'll join you.
No, the audio's
Fatty,
just
why don't
right.
you go to the
Trust me.
bathroom till you catch your breath?
No, I'm catching it.
Okay, Fatty, but try to keep the wheezing level down. We gotta concentrate.
Sure, no problem.
Oh, man.
This test accounts for 80% of our grade, you know.
Yes, Fatty, we know. We just said that. Fatty, please keep it down.
it's his deviated septum. Seriously, Fatty, keep the breathing down.
Oh, jeez, Fatty, come on, what's wrong with you?
I'm trying.
Fatty, you know what's gonna happen. Stop breathing so heavy, please. We gotta study.
Oh no, that one's gonna do it. Fatty, the fire department thinks the fire alarm went off again.
Fire, clear the building. Sorry, Fireman Ray, it's not the fire alarm.
Fatty McGee, is that you again?
Yes. Sorry.
Didn't we tell you not to take the stairs anymore?
But I like the stairs.
Why?
They're fun.
Oh, Fatty McGee, you're the fattest.
Oh, man.
I'm back.
Yeah, I'm gonna send these designs to Estelle when they're done. Be like, hey, this is... And I'm gonna ask her feedback. If she's gonna voice Crystal, then I'd like her to give a little feedback. Like, would you like, what color do you want her vest to be? What kind of stuff do you think she would wear? Well, you're not used to seeing aperoids on the stream either, and I'm designing them as well. Don't worry, everything's all right. There's somebody that came in that was freaking out because I was drawing Panther. in a good way. They're like, oh my God, is he in the cartoon? It's like, yeah, he's not going to be a huge character. He's not going to be in it at all in the first half. The first half of the cartoon is the end of episode 2. Like, here's a timeline. If I had to. Like, if I had put it in some kind of... Yeah, Panther's supposed to be hot. He's one of the few characters in the cartoon that I'm, like, gonna try to have him wearing sexy stuff and acting. Like, not you know, like, oh, I'm a pickup artist. Haha. Or, you know, but leaning slightly in that direction, sure. So episode 2 happens here. This is time. And then it's kind of like a Resident Evil thing, I guess. I don't think I needed to stretch that out so much. Whatever. And this will make more sense when I have it put out. Like, just in this order here. Hold on a minute. This is the timeline here. There. So episode 2 is the earliest episode. And then after episode 2 happens, then episode 3, part 1, where Wolf delivers the stolen ship. We find out what happens to James, little 12-year-old Fox, and his friend Slippy meet Falco for the first time at a restaurant, blah, 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 and Farrah gets in trouble, Bill gets in trouble. And that's the first half of episode 3. Then when the intermission kicks in, you can assume episode 1 has happened, and then when episode 3, part 2 starts, we are where episode 1 left off. So it's all stuff episode 2. Then the beginning of the next episode you guys see is going to be where episode 2 left off. And then episode 1 happens. So it's like at the end of episode 3, when there's a little intermission and the musical thing of Fox singing 3 of my best friends and all of that. Because I think that's the perfect moment when they're in the restaurant and Peppy looks out the window and is watching Fox and Slippy going with Falco, like, around outside the restaurant to look at the new scooter that he got replaced. It starts fading in the 3 of my best friends music. And then the scene cuts to, you know, it says intermission at the bottom or something. And after the 3 of my best friends song plays, it fades back in. and we're in the second half of episode 3. And it's back where Fox has a black eye and a cut on his head. He's sitting across from Andros and Wolf and the people at the table, and he's been talking to them for about 20 or 30 minutes while Wolf is drinking a little too much. It's the, do you know who the hell you're talking to? Very, very well. Yeah, and who's that? The son of a bitch. I might leave that in. I don't know. The only reason in the world I feel uncomfortable leaving that scene in is because do they really have the word bitch? What would bitch be in the Lilat system? Maybe... But you know, it's the same thing as like McLeod. Where the fuck does the last name McLeod come from? Like, it's Irish or Scottish. Yeah, McLeod is Scottish, and I guess O'Donnell's Irish, right? But, you know, there's certain things where, like, if you think too hard about it or too deep, you know, it's like, oh, well, why are they on 2 legs? They're not real foxes. They're flying spaceships, you know. But for, you know, if they're sitting there eating a cheeseburger, if you see them eating a cheeseburger, like, the easiest answer would be like, oh, well, it's just bean patties. They're not eating meat. They're eating protein from chickpeas or something, blah, blah, blah. Like maybe their diet over thousands of years of being space furry people. Well, I mean, I guess they wouldn't be space back then, but you get what I'm saying? Like maybe for that many years, their diet has evolved to where that's what their body craves. Is chickpea protein or bug meat. They eat the bugs. In my cartoon, Fox is just Fox's nickname. Fox's real well, let me find the... I show this a lot. I'm not in any big hurry to work too much tonight. I'm just doing some character design. I worked 30 days in a row, and for the next 4 or 5 days, I'm taking it fucking easy. This entire time, I haven't fully taken it easy. I've been setting up the computer, the new laptop, and the rest of the workstation gets here tomorrow, and I'm going to have to take that for a test run this weekend. Greg and I are going to try to get a hotel on tomorrow night, and we're going to see if I can bring my whole setup in the backpack and set everything up and have basically everything I've got now. A webcam, audio interface, soundboard where I can, you know, hit my fart button and put effects and stuff on my voice. I want to be able to do that on the road because I hate working on the road. The little thing in the back of my lizard brain makes me run away anytime the concept of working on the road comes up. And the only reason it does that is because I know when I get out on the road, I'm going to be on a laptop with a tiny tablet and my headphones hooked into the sound card of the computer, which I can't do that anymore. I will never use a computer's built-in sound card again if I can help it. I'm audio interface all the way, XLR, 1/4 inch, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, that's all coming tomorrow. So even though I'm taking it easy, I'm still going to be testing this shit out. But that's fun for me. The feeling I've got right now is I want to go to bed. I wish I was tired now so I could go to sleep and sleep all day tomorrow and wake up when all of my packages arrive and start setting up my workstation. I'm so excited. I'd love to just chill on stream and draw stuff and not just work on animation all the time. But it ain't gonna animate itself. I like the smaller, chill streams where I'm just drawing something random that doesn't have to do with what I'm working on.
I think streams are more fun when you're doing stuff that you enjoy doing. Like
Oh, yeah.
I know you enjoy animating too, but
Fun streams
that's
are
all
always
you like
better
to
than
do.
work streams.
Yeah.
Another one of my friends did that work versus cartoon thing to me again. It blows my mind. I'm not gonna call anyone out. I can't say for sure they meant it, but
Work versus cartoon.
you know, where someone will reach out, you know, like one of my friends I talk to all the time, and they're like, you know, or family member, and you go, oh man, I worked for 8 hours straight for 30 days in a row and got a lot of work done, and now I'm worn out. And the response is like, at a job or your cartoon? And I can't say for certain the reason that they say something like that, but you know, like most people would be like, I need to talk about this, everyone. This is very important, and go on a big rant about how it is. I do consider it a real job, but you know, they could be asking out of curiosity regarding something else. You know, it feels and it sounds like when you hear it, it sounds like they're saying like, oh, you mean 8 hours a day on your cartoon, or you mean it like a real job where you have to actually do stuff. And it when you first hear it, it feels like that, but I can't assume that. I can't get mad and be like, what do you mean? And with the possibility that they could reply saying, whoa, no, I didn't know if you were still working on your cartoon or not. Like, no one has actually said like your cartoon or a real job. But they've said something like a job or your cartoon. I don't know. But yeah, the first thing in your head, you know, if it was like your mom or something, and you're like, oh man, I worked 70 hours straight this week, like every day in a row, like added up over 70 hours, and I didn't take any breaks or whatever, and they're like, wow, but that's always what it is. It's almost verbatim. It's like on your cartoon or at a job, or they'll ask like, you mean on your cartoon, like the shorter version of it. But like for me, that's like even farther away from the possibility of them saying it in like a mean way, or in a I don't consider that a real job way. I could see how people would initially like put their claws out and get mad about it, but I can't say for certain that's why they said it. But I will say this, it does happen an awful lot. I could make a skit about that or something. Or, well, I'm extremely thankful for being able to do this, but at the same time, I do consider it a real job. Is it less stressful than dealing with customers? Absolutely, 100%. But there are times every month at least once, there is some point that I'm working on something or stumped on something or shit is fucking up that that I will go sit in the dark and feel like shaving my head and getting a job at Walmart and just leaving all of this behind. The mental stress that goes into some of this stuff. Like I said, it's all nerd work. Like, people who work in a coal mine or on a construction site are going to relate to me a little bit less than like that Pyre Software dude or devs that or my husband or my friends that work in IT stuff. You're not sweating over a hot grill, but there's never a burger that comes up to you and goes, "I'm a glitchy burger and you must solve my riddle or the customer's not going to get their burger and you're going to get in trouble." Like that's IT. If the grill that you're flipping burgers on is not hot and you get to sit in a chair, but every now and then a burger is like, now hold on, before you flip me, I'm not going to flip. And you have to go look up shit about what to do with your spatula, proverbial spatula, to get this burger to flip. It's yeah, like for a job like that, for me, I have a little more leeway because it's a Patreon. If I wanted to, I could sit here and do jack shit and just smoke weed out of a bong all day and just post screenshots of episode 3. Like, oh, here's a scene. I'm not posting any more animation, and just draw a couple pictures. I could completely lie to my audience and everyone on Patreon, and I'd probably get away with it for a long time because I've built up so much trust that people trust me. But at the same time, I'm always streaming and showing people my animation. But I've seen people on Patreon, people that even some people I've supported in the past, that they just like, hey, here's another picture in a concept art, like once every 6 months. And the people are like, hey, can we see a little bit of the video game so far? And they're like, well, we're switching to this. And people will tag these or, lead these people along for like 3 years, getting hundreds of dollars a month. And then finally they just disappear and they're like, oh, we can't do this anymore. Sorry, we tried. And people are like, can we at least see the build of the game that you've built so far? And they just disappear. Making one update a year. I know I should be updating this. I'm sorry, but things in life, I will never do that. I promise you, I will never do that. I love streaming. I love showing off what I'm working on. It's only 1% of my audience that wants everything ruined for them and see the surprises early because they want to see the behind the scenes stuff. It's a different type of people, and also the people who want to watch a stream. But there's a little bit of overlap for people who want to watch streams and they don't mind the story being ruined a little bit or spoiled or whatever because they want to see how the sausage is made. And that's you people. I appreciate everybody that's part of the ride, but I don't know. I'm rambling at this point, but I'm always going to show people what I'm working on. And back to the stress thing, when you have that many people who have that kind of trust in you, and your computer suddenly explodes, like even going online and writing up, an update like, hey, my computer fucked up. I'm not going on there and saying like, oh, my computer fucked up. I need a couple $1,000, you guys. It's like, no, that's the money that I've been getting up to this point is for things exactly like this. So I can tell you, like, especially with my wonderful friends, Harp saved my ass the other night, and Rex has, Zio has numerous times. Bubba has, Slava, Greg, everybody. I'm very, very blessed and thankful for having friends that can help me troubleshoot that shit. But it does happen. And the stress that comes with that is far, far worse than any stress I ever had flipping burgers in a rush hour or working as a cashier. That's just mental stress, though. It's like no matter how bad the mental stress is, my job involves me sitting at a computer. And that's the one thing I wanted as a kid. Working like every day, even Saturday and Sunday, especially Saturday and Sunday. Doritos Lucas Tacos, thank you for the sub. Sorry if I missed that. But I'm just saying the stress at that job is bad. It sucks, you know, when it's rush hour and you're getting slammed, as they call it. But I'd still rather have this job, even though the stress of this job on your mind is worse. Because there it's just like, oh man, my manager is gonna call me slowpoke or whatever because I didn't work fast enough. And I've worked it up in my own mind to be so paranoid about my own work that when a computer breaks, I'm just like, I gotta get this fixed now. I gotta get this fixed now, because one random person on YouTube is gonna leave a message of, why aren't you working? What's wrong with your computer? I catastrophize. Not really. I'm being silly. But it is a lot of stress. Shit does go wrong. I've just about pulled my hair out over 100 times in the past 6 or 7 years. But 100% of my problems have been fixed. 100% of my problems that we have, you know, gotten stuck on cartoon production over, 100% of them have been fixed. There's never been something that's like, oh, this is messing up our production on the cartoon. We're gonna have to take a month off to figure out something with the computer, blah, blah, blah. That's never gonna happen. Worst that's gonna happen is, oh, the house caught on fire and everything's lost. I'm gonna have to, you know, buy a new computer and download everything from Google Drive or my other off-site backup or whatever. We're gonna be out for about a week or so. Like, I could see that happening, but getting stumped like, oh, hardware issues. Like, no. There ain't a hardware issue in the world on Windows 10 or 11 that I haven't been able to fix. But the stress of looking through and trying to find the solution, knowing that, you know, I get after taxes and fees and paying people to stream with me and do animation, whatever, I get a little over somewhere between $3,000 and $4,000 a month on a good month if it's busy and I post a video and the money goes up for a bit. Anytime I post a cartoon on YouTube, the money goes up a little. And then even if I'm working and streaming every day, if I'm not posting YouTube stuff, the YouTuber people who are supporting me, or the people who come to my Patreon from YouTube, usually only come in and stay for like a couple months or so. And then the same people will come back when I post another funny video on YouTube. Two very different types of people. The ones who come to my Patreon from here, and then the ones that just come from like the comment section on YouTube. Equally appreciated, but they leave very different feedback and reasons for leaving. All that analytics stuff is very interesting. Sorry, I don't mean to ramble so much. It's just it's been a while since I've been on stream, since the dirty God, we almost didn't make it too. I didn't quite hit 8 hours on the last day, but the daily average of those 30 days was almost 10 and a half hours. So fuck it. Like I on average streamed more than 10 hours a day every day for 30 days. Bumwolf, are you able to scroll down? I don't know if you're on a phone. I don't know if the phone version of my stream lets you scroll down, but all the stream info should be down there. We doing the dirty 30 again? No, I'm not going to be here in 30 days. In like 25 days, I take that back because I am going to be working. I'm going to set like every night that we're on the road when we get a hotel room. Like I said, this trip, I'm going to take it easy. I'm going to visit some friends. On average, we're going to be driving about 5 or 6 hours a day and then getting a hotel. Because I've got 2 or 3 friends I've got to visit that I haven't seen in literally 20 years. And the stops, I think the biggest one will be, oh no, if we're stopping in DC, then yeah, that will split the trip up. We'll be driving about 5, 6 hours a day. Some days it'll only be 3 or 4 hours, like going from Philly to New York City. Yeah, I'm so excited. But mainly, like I said, we're just making day stops, driving through, and then getting a hotel, and then staying near my mom's for about a week and spending time and having fun, doing a lot of cooking. Do you all like my design for Crystal? What do you think? Be honest. Be honest.
I like her with the short hair.
Don't lie or I'll know. Yeah, I thought about giving her this stuff, but it just, I don't know, it looked impractical. Yes, this is Crystal. This is just a little model. This is a modified Farrah Phoenix model. I just recolored Farrah and gave her, I made her eyes a little, that's exactly what I did. I made them more like this and less like that. I can do that. I can do that. Don't you know that, though? No, this is the model. This is more of her here. Yeah, this is just a drawing reference model. Like the one for Farrah's dad is just a modified version of Farrah's model as well. Let's move these out of the way. worry if this looks too much like Farrah, because it's literally Farrah's head. But I don't know. Like the Marcus thing, I don't know. I'm not into that. Mainly because I didn't like the design. The idea of Fox McCloud having a kid is totally fine. Like, I don't mind that. I'm not too big on the whole, like, oh, it's the characters 20 years later and the old ones are dead and the others are moving on. It's life, man. You know, I can do that a bit. But I don't know about with Star Fox. There's so little lore of them. I'd like to fill in their current years with a bunch of adventures before anything else. See, this is the thing. I'm going to use this model of Farrah that I recolored to make the designs for Crystal, and then I'll get with Slava and see if he can make the adjustments to a model or make a new model. I can't wait to animate these bad boys. That's why there's so many series where at the end of, or movies or whatever, at the end where they get married and live happily ever after, the next movie starts with the wife getting killed and then it becomes a revenge flick and or something like that. Or you could do the Austin Powers. She was literally a robot the whole time. Now, I know the model, the 3D model looks like Farrah, you know, obviously because it is Farrah, but y'all don't think that she looks too much like Farrah, do you? I don't want all my girls to look the same, or the guy characters for that matter, but they are animal people and they won't look like too different anyway, especially foxes. But if there was something about her that needed to be changed, I mean, comparing them here and hiding this, it's two girl foxes too. Give her smaller nose or whatever. I think they're easy enough to tell apart. I liked the other version of Crystal, sure, but I think she looks fine. I think she looks different enough.
All right, I gotta unplug and get to bed.
Damn it.
Yep.
Well, have a good time.
Yeah. Tomorrow.
Have a good night.
Later, dude.
Maybe your eyes could be smaller because they're all about in their 30s at this point. I guess Crystal would be. Well, no. They're in their 20s. I think Crystal would be older than Fox. This Crystal. Maybe a smaller nose. I don't know, does she have a smaller nose? Makes her look more like a cat a little bit. Sure, smaller nose than Farah. Just by a little bit. She does have a small nose in the games. And maybe a little bit raised up. A longer cleft than Farah. Or clef, or whatever it's called. And just go like, ooh, I'm Crystal. Hello, you must protect me and free me from the crystal trap. Message. Connor Coffee, thank you for the sub. Sorry if I missed that 12 minutes ago. Max Fox Arts. Thank you for gifting a sub to Dr. Wolf Siege. Who's still in here? Bubba Harp and Slaver. Much appreciated. Hey Fox, thank you for saving me from that crystal trap. Me ever so grateful. Ugum tugum tak keo krezo el palace. What about that snoofter? Can we? I don't know what to say. Anyway, I want to, maybe if I can make the actual. Yeah, that look. How we go from Fair Phoenix's exact shape to closer to Crystal's. Not that little, but like about there. Maybe a little. Folks, you know what to do. I'll quit. Yeah, just kind of a. Yeah, makes a good difference. It's like a hand puppet. This is a poem by Amy Lenore Smith. Fox. But yeah, I think the muzzle size there being shortened down. Not too much, but from this to maybe that. Yeah. Yeah. And what about lifting the clef or whatever? Like I said, this is just a reference model. I can go and change this shit later if I need to. I just want to get the basic shape of the head. It's the same thing with Fox. Before I had a model of Fox, or a model of James, I just used the Fox model I made for the longest time. It's like, it's this basic head. I know how to draw the characters without the reference. It's characters like this when you've never really drawn them before. I may have drawn Crystal before, but I don't know what this version of Crystal is going to be. I haven't designed this one yet. There. Who's voicing Crystal? Well, I've been talking to the original voice actress for Crystal about this. she's interested in working with me. So that's what I was saying earlier. I'm going to get these designs figured out and send them to her. With a little background story and see if she has any suggestions or things that, I don't know, things that she's into for real. Like if the voice actress for Cat Monroe was a nurse in real life, I would probably make Cat Monroe a medical person or something, because I can use that. It's like if I have a guy who's a radio dispatch person who knows like the radio lingo and how things sound for dispatch, I would use that. I would make that person voice a character. The character that person is voicing, I would have them have a background in that. It's like if that stuff is there in the voice actors that you use, then fucking use it. If you can. If it's a stretch, then don't worry about it. But sometimes that shit just falls into place. Because I wanted my buddy to voice this bear guy, but I didn't know where to put him. And at the very same time, I had a role for someone to do radio stuff to guide James in when his R-Wing is docking. And I looked at that character, I was like, I don't really have anywhere to put that character. I don't know what he's going to be. And the person who voices him has a lot of real world experience doing like vehicle dispatch and radio stuff. And it was just this big, obvious puzzle piece that just fit perfectly into place. It's like a triangle of issues that each like stick out their hand to the person to their right and fix the thing. I don't know how else to explain it, but that happens every great once in a while. And if you look at the other talents and abilities that your voice actors have, you'd be surprised at the opportunities that open up. I don't mean to pry into anyone's personal life, but if a voice actor that I'm working with wants to be like, well, hey, I did this in secondary school, and I know how, I know how to do Morse code or something like that. It would be like, a cool thing that you could add to their character. Maybe there's a scene where the communications are broken. The only way that they can communicate is making noise on this buzzer thing. It's like our microphone's broken. The only thing we can transmit is somehow this glitch that makes a buzz noise whenever we hold this button down. And the people on the other side are like, we hear this buzzing. What's going on? And then, that character pops up and she's like, well, hey, I know Morse code. Let me see if I can send them something. And she starts just holding down the fucked up button and doing Morse with it. And the people on the other side are like, wait, that's Morse. Who here knows Morse? I know Morse. Bobby, get over here. Someone give me a pin, and something cool like that. And actually have them send over some Morse. I know Morse is just like a random idea. It's just a random example, but like with the Cat Monroe thing, like if Cat Monroe's voice actress was a nurse or a medical person or a EMT or something, maybe I could have someone in her story or in her scenes get hurt, or someone hits him in the face with a liquor bottle and she's like, here now, and she pulls something out of her side pack and gives the guy stitches while they're talking about stuff, and say some things and do some things that I would not otherwise know, that the voice actress could be like, well, hey, here, watch this is how you do this stuff. And I'm like, this is so cool. I'm totally gonna make your character do this in the cartoon. I take that chance anytime I get one. It wouldn't be too hard. You'd have a layer for the needle above and a layer for the needle below. And you run a duplicate animation of the stitch or of the suture thing going through on both layers. And you have one under the skin and one above the skin, and you mask it where the contacts go through. I can already set that up in my head. Not going to be any of that in a Fox in Space, though. I don't want to. Well, someone give me some clippers, and they have to shave the guy's arm because they're all covered in fur. I do want a heartfelt scene where Wolf O'Donnell and Beltino have a moment, because Beltino, there's going to be a point where Andros mentions that, you know, his eye fixtures, his yellow eyes with red pupil things, those are augmentation eyeballs that Andros has. And Reese is going to have them too. He's going to look... You think he looks terrifying with this thing when he has like yellow eyes with red pupils like Andros does? He's going to look very terrifying. I think I am going to make him the premier of Corneria in present day time. I really do. Someone jokingly said that in the chat. And I thought about it, and it's like, well, I did have Reese set up to be, you know, Andros's main dude. But what if later in the cartoon Andros is like, I don't want to run the country anymore. I've got to do this other stuff with my projects. Reese, you know everything about my job, and you've been with me for 6 or 7 years straight. Let's run you as a candidate. And farm boy with gigantism coming from like the snow-covered part of the planet, working on a farm with his mom and dad, ends up being the fucking premier of Corneria like 6 or 7 years later. It's wild to think about. I'd be up for that. Message. God, I'm going to be so busy for the next 2 months.
Mad Dog Air Pirate, Party of 9.
Short film and what? You coming in here posting trigger warnings? Man.
Hey Devon, I got a trigger warning.
Good to see you. I'm doing all right. Just surviving.
Moisturized.
It won't let people do links in the chat, but you could just say the name Or you can whisper it to me.
Gay.
I mean, like a Twitch whisper. Let's try. Like I said, this is my second draft of Crystal. It's not necessarily... I mean, just tell me the name of the short film. If it's not too wild. It blocks links. How we going so far? We'll catch you around. Well, you could have just said, I have never seen that. So, I've heard of it. People have mentioned that, but I'm gonna go ahead and no. That's all right. That's all right. I said to say the name of it, whatever, but yeah, I thought I was being trolled the first time someone mentioned that. Why is my Twitch thing not coming up now on the other screen? But anyway, like, no. Anyhow. don't know what kind of jewelry she should wear. I tried to do the head tiara thing. It just didn't look right. Like the little whatever. Well, I'm trying to make her a character that would fit. I said this before, that the dinosaur thing, the walking, talking dinosaurs and Prince Tricky and all that stuff, I have nothing against it, but it just doesn't fit into my worldview of Star Fox for this cartoon. I actually thought Virtual Boy was fine. Like, yeah, not something I'd want to play for 8 hours a day, but I loved my Virtual Boy. I got it for $99.99, like a week before it went down to $29.99. You mean Red Alarm? Fucking Red Alarm. I had Red Alarm, Mario Tennis, the Wario one where you could go in the background. I never got to try Telero Boxer. That looked cool. MTD, thanks for the resub. Much appreciated. That's looking better. It wasn't a Game and Watch, it was a gaming watch. I mean, it was an LCD thing, same concept and whatnot, but it was from a Kellogg cereal box thing, I believe. Just take these, right? There's something I'm gonna have to do. I've had the Wild and Crazy Kids theme song stuck in my head. I want somebody to remake the Wild and Crazy Kids theme song, but in the music sound font of Mega Man 2 for the NES. I always thought when I was younger that the Wild and Crazy Kids theme song sounds like an unused track for Mega Man 2. Just pay Harp to do it. Listen to this. Tell me this doesn't sound like a track for Mega Man 2.
What would you want me to do with this?
Make this into as if it were a song for Mega Man 2. NES Mega Man 2 sound font.
Shit. Yeah, that sounds like fun.
That was for real. Damn. Yeah, sorry. That's what that sounds like to me. cool channel I found on YouTube.
Yeah, it's probably fine.
It's probably a VR chat alt skin.
I should draw.
Yeah, this is the one I relate to the most. I should draw.
I should draw. What should I draw? My room is pretty cluttered. I should clear it out before I draw anything. There you go, you've cleaned it now. Now you should draw something. No, what are you doing? Okay, you've done this for a while. You should draw now. You should draw something now. Come on. You're wasting so much of the day. Just drawing down anything is preferable. Just a little, just a couple lines, please. Really, now? That's the time you want to put away those papers? For 4 weeks they've been on your desk, and now is the time to put them away. Of course. Yes. No, you've been procrastinating for months. Just feel the legs beneath you and move toward the tablet. Finally! Quit acting like it's another voice. It's you just talking to yourself. Fine, that's enough. Cut it out.
Alright, Tomas, have a good one. We'll catch you around.
Anything is better than nothing.
Actually, yeah, it's my bedtime too. I'll catch y'all later.
Damn, is it? Oh well.
Yeah.
Have a good sleep, buddy. I'll see you tomorrow.
Later.
At the edge of a universe humming a tune, with sparkling crystal souls aglow. A part of thee in the key of what we know to be every part without me. Knows only two can make it light. You'll live forever tonight. of a universe humming a tune. For merely dreaming we were snow. A siren sounds like the goddess who promises endless apologies of paradise. And only she can make it right. So things are different tonight. We'll go together in flight. It's now and never, or every endeavor awaits somnambulant directives to take the helm.
Excellent!
Believe me, darling, the stars were made for falling, like melting obelisks as tall as another.
And then he stopped because he lost interest. Oh, so hey, I hope you enjoyed it.
Where did the ambience go?
What's up, Doc? It's Laura, in case you haven't guessed. It's Thursday the 23rd, and I'm so bored.
She's dead. Wrapped in plastic.
My daughter's dead.
from the world. There's a sort of evil out there. Something very, very strange in these old woods. Call it what you want. A darkness, a presence. It takes many forms, but it's been out there for as long as anyone can remember.
Through the darkness of future past, the magician longs to see one chance out between two worlds. Fire, walk with me.
February 24th, 1989. This morning, in the town of Twin Peaks, Washington, a dead body was discovered down by the shore, wrapped in plastic. Covered in blood, too many secrets left hidden under the skin. Drowned below, a fire burning the flesh in a whisper. This is a story of many, yet it begins with one, a young high school girl known to many in a small community. The one leading to the many is Laura Palmer. Laura is the one. Only a few could stand the sadness, pulling up their tears, holding not to be devoured by the flames. Fire. Touched by the devilish one, it has bared many names, though few could see through its eyes. A few miles from there, across the state line, emerges from the woods a second girl wandering down along the railroad tracks. Dazed, confused, torn by the scars and evil left on her face. Her name was Renette Pulaski, a desperate call that would echo throughout the darkness.
Diane, 11:30 a.m., February 24th. Entering the town of Twin Peaks. Never seen so many trees in my life. As W.C. Fields would say, I'd rather be here than Philadelphia. "54 degrees on a slightly overcast day. Weatherman said rain. You'd get paid that kind of money for being wrong 60% of the time. You'd be working. Lunch was $6.31 at the Lamplighter Inn. That's on Highway 2 near Lewis Fork. That was tuna fish sandwich on whole wheat, slice of cherry pie, and a cup of coffee. Damn good food. Diane, if you ever get up this way, that cherry pie is worth a stop. Mileage is 79,345. Gauge is on reserve. Riding on fumes here. I got to tank up when I get into town. Remind me to tell you how much that is. Okay. Looks like I'll be meeting up with the Sheriff Harry S. Truman. Shouldn't be too hard to remember that. We'll be at the Calhoun Memorial Hospital. Guess we're gonna go up to intensive care and take a look at that girl that crawled down the railroad tracks off the mountain. When I finish here, I'll be checking into a motel. I'm sure the sheriff will be able to recommend a clean place, reasonably priced. That's what I need. Clean place, reasonably priced. Oh, Diane, I almost forgot. Got to find out what kind of trees these are. They're really something.
Well, Deadly Premonition was basically Twin Peaks the game. There's so much Twin Peaks stuff in Deadly Premonition. Not that I'm complaining. It was a cool game.
Excellent!
Thanks for the resub, Mike. Appreciate it.
Damn good coffee.
Excellent!
Hot Elk, thank you very much for the sub. Appreciate it.
Sheriff Harry S. Truman.
Dale Cooper, FBI. Pleasure.
Good to meet you. Have any trouble finding the place?
No, that should be fine. I came out over Highway 2 near Lewis Fork. I stopped at a little place called the Lamplighter Inn. Had a slice of cherry pie. Incredible.
Well, I'll tell you, we're sure glad to have the FBI here. Kind of lucky in a way that Ron had stepped out across the state line. Whole town is really badly shaken up.
Sure, it's a nice, quiet place, something like this. Sheriff, let me stop you in the hallway here for just a second. There's a few things that we got to get straight right off the bat. I've learned about this the hard way. It's best to talk about it up front. When the Bureau gets called in, the Bureau's in charge. And you're going to be working for me. Sometimes local law enforcement has a problem with that. I hope you understand.
Like I said, we're glad to have you here.
Sheriff, what kind of fantastic trees have you got growing around here? Big, majestic.
Douglas firs.
Douglas firs. Can someone get me a copy of the coroner's report on the dead girl?
Well, the autopsy hasn't been done yet. But I'll take you downstairs to the morgue when we're finished here.
Emerald? 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 For God's sake, listen to reason.
Reason, Chet? Since when have I ever needed a reason to do anything?
The chair is your father.
And Jade's my sister.
Message! Wife. I'm sorry. But Emerald, you know your father loves you. He loves you both. With all his financial difficulties, and he's been out of the hospital less than a week.
Does that mean I'm supposed to suffer too?
No, don't go there. Don't go there.
Pull him out of the water, big mouth. He's got a big mouth and starts talking to me. Hey, hey.
Message.
I failed in every respect. I deserve the harshest punishment for my crimes.
You don't believe that.
I believe that I sat in a motel room like this with you when we first met. And I tried to convince you of the truth. And in that respect, I succeeded, but in every other way, I failed.
You don't believe that either.
Now this looks much better than the other crystal I was working on. This is the original version of Chris. This is my first draft. I was just trying to get one down, and it just I tried it without the hair, and it's just like, well, she just looks bald. Maybe if I give her a little bit of a fluff or whatever on top. And then I looked up the original version of Crystal when she looked a little more cat-like or whatever. But yeah, this is the very first one. It's just like, and I said when I designed it, I was like, this is not what she's gonna look like. I just had to get something out of me. And plus having to do the tapered color or the feathered color here on the edges, the soft change between the two looks really nice, but man, it's a lot of work. I like to do the soft lines there and everything. So yeah, that was my first draft. This is the current draft. So looking at that one and then back to this one, yeah, I like this one a lot better.
Absolute wanker.
Yeah. It's more believable. Because none of the other characters have, like, the human hair thing going on. Fox and Wolf have, like, the crest thing on the top of their head, but that's, you know, I don't know. In this universe, they have to get haircuts just like everyone else. Some people like them high and tight. Some people like a little coming down.
Diane, I'm at the Twin Peaks County morgue with the body of the victim, Palmer. Palmer. I got him before the autopsy. Diane, it's the same thing. I told you I had a feeling you'd see this again. What do you got? Ring finger under the nail. Let's see what he left us. It's an R. Diane, give this to Albert and his team. Don't go to Sam. Albert seems to have a little more on the ball. We need to bag and tag this.
Okay, Cooper. You gonna let me in on whatever the hell is going on here?
Sheriff, we got a lot to talk about.
Hallo, AFoxInSpaceShow. I'll see you again. Meanwhile.
Who all on here? I didn't see anyone on here before. Holy shit. Quite a few. World of Warcraft. How exciting. I can't wait to get up on that. Yawn. Well, raid somebody who's doing art. Thank you all for coming and hanging out. I know it's such a rare stream, but I'll get my portable workstation together here in a few days, and we'll see what pans out. And we'll get back to the regular schedule. Y'all have a good night.
This isn't like